What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So today we're going to look at Hugh Hewitt and Mitch McConnell. So Hugh Hewitt interviewed Mitch McConnell, and he brought up some pretty interesting things. So I want to show that to you guys. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. All right, so we have this video here. Hugh Hewitt and Mitch McConnell's on the phone, and they're talking about stimulus. So let's go ahead and take a look.
And the very last questions, Leader McConnell, people have not talked about what the Republicans will do if they sweep. And I believe there's a chance. And I believe these numbers show that there's a chance. I think Tim Scott's police reform would come forward and it would be supported by the Republicans. I believe a growth agenda will come forward. What else will happen? And you will continue to reform the courts into what they're supposed to be, a branch that interprets and doesn't rule. What else is on the agenda if what the media hopes doesn't happen, in fact, does come to pass?
All right. Now, when he's talking about sweep, he's talking about the Senate maintains the Republicans, or Republicans continue to lead the Senate, and then the House of Representatives goes to the Republican Party. And so now we have a new speaker. And then, of course, President Trump wins. So that would be the sweep that he's talking about. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Well, that's a pretty big agenda right there. And if I'm the majority leader instead of the minority leader, you know, judges will come first, and we'll continue to put strict constructions on the bench for at least another 2.
All right, so you heard that. Judges come first. That's the priority. That's Mitch McConnell's priority. And that's why we didn't see any more movement when it came to a stimulus package. And we did see the Supreme Court nomination, or the confirmation of that nomination. That's why that was at the forefront. And that's why other things get pushed back, because that's his focus. His focus is the courts. All right, let's go and continue.
2 years. And I think we need to make a careful, calculated decision about what more to do to deal with this coronavirus. We're throwing money at the search for a vaccine, which is the wise thing to do. We probably need to do another package, certainly more modest than the $3 trillion Nancy Pelosi package. I think.
Now, it's funny that he's still talking about $3 trillion when it's gone down to $2.2 trillion. But that's just a way to kind of say, wow, that's just crazy amount, $3 trillion, even though that's not the real number. He continues to say that, which is that's just political speak right there. That's just Mitch McConnell trying to get you on his side, saying, oh, it's just so much. It's like $3 trillion or $3.4 trillion. It's a crazy amount, even though it's been negotiated down. So let's go ahead and continue.
That'll be something we'll need to do right at the beginning of the year, to target it particularly at small businesses that are struggling, at hospitals that are now dealing with the second wave of the coronavirus, and, of course, the challenges for education, both K through 12 and college.
Well,
All right, so he said nothing about direct payments. So he's talking about PPP, he's talking about education, he's talking about vaccine. He's not talking anything about the direct payments. And so this is basically what he's saying. This is going to be like the skinny bill that he tried to pass already, and that's what they would be focused more on. So if we do get a sweep, and the Republicans take control of everything, then that's what they're looking at. They want to do a skinny bill. So that would mean that the American people aren't going to see another stimulus check, and that would be unfortunate for a lot of people. But like I said, his priorities, he's telling you his priorities right now. So you don't even have to like guess what his priorities are. His priorities are the courts. And then we're looking at PPP funding, and then we're looking at vaccine. Then we're looking at some other things, education, things like that. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
To conclude by saying, as the CEO of the Nixon Foundation, and we got a PPP loan, I would have had to fire so many more people so much sooner. I know that Susan Collins in Maine and Marco Rubio in Florida helped you with that, but that PPP may be the biggest legislative thing you've done. I do believe you saved millions of jobs with that.
Yeah, and Senator Collins and Senator Rubio deserve the credit. They literally created this program and put it in the CARES Act, and it has been an enormous success. Just to give you an example in my state quickly, we've got 50,000 businesses in Kentucky that have drawn down $5.2 billion in these forgivable loans. And many of them just simply wouldn't be there but for the program. And that does need to be replenished, and that's why we need to do another rescue package.
Well, good luck in holding the majority, Leader McConnell.
All right, so that was, I just wanted to show you that little portion of the interview. It was a longer interview, but you see the priorities, right? The PPP is a priority, and now I'm not against PPP. I think the funding should be there. I think these forgivable loans are good for business, but you also need to have direct payments, because you need to have you have people who are unemployed right now, and you also have people who have gone from full-time to part-time, and they're not making the same amount of money. If you had a direct payments, those direct payments would help businesses as well, because you're going to spend that money. So it's crazy to me to think that they're just looking at, okay, you know what, we'll do PPP and that will solve everything. And of course, you have businesses that, especially small businesses, that need this PPP funding. Some of the larger businesses don't need it. Larger corporations, they don't necessarily need it. And we saw that. We saw these large corporations getting PPP funding, and some of them were pretty embarrassed that they were receiving it and they gave it back. So situations like this, you see what Mitch McConnell's saying. And even if the Senate continues to be Republican ran. So let's say the Democrats do not win the Senate. So they don't win the majority of the Senate. So Mitch McConnell remains the leader of the Senate. Then he's still going to want to push the same skinny bill and no direct payments and all that. He's still going to want to push that. And so just something to think about when it comes down to the future. He also mentioned about and I think he mentioned it in here. If not, he did it in this interview. But he's talking about in 2021, early 2021, that's when they plan to move forward with another stimulus package, which is interesting. So that means all of November, pretty much nothing's going to happen. And then December, nothing's going to happen, because he's going to be there. He's going to be there as the leader, and he doesn't plan on moving forward with another stimulus package. So that was interesting. So now people that are suffering right now are going to have to continue suffering until late January, in order to see something else. So in my opinion, this whole thing has been a disaster. The stimulus package, I mean, the government is not helping the American people. And it's amazing to me how just out of touch our government really is. And I'm talking about all sides. I'm talking about the Democrats. I'm talking about the Republicans. I'm talking about the White House, Trump, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, all the leaders. They are just not coming through for the American people. And we pay our taxes for a reason, because we want that security, and we're not getting it in this crisis. And so it's amazing to me how this is going down. And we're going to see, we have an election coming up. So once that election comes up, we're going to see if the people speak out against this. And I think they will, because me putting out these videos, I see a lot of people in the comments letting me know how disappointed they are in our government. And so hopefully government will be held accountable and we can move forward. And I mean, I don't know, like I'm looking at this whole thing. I've talked about the lame duck Congress and we might even have a lame duck president. In a situation like that, these next 2 months, we're probably not going to see much. However, it would be nice if the government could come through for us in this next 2 months. But like I said, I mean, this is we are so entrenched when it comes to politics now and the political parties. And one side sees things one way and the other side sees things the other way, and they can't compromise because of that. And it's just, I mean, we've given political parties too much power in this country, and that's why we're sitting in a situation that we're in right now. So I want to know what you guys think about this whole thing. So down below, let me know. Do you think we should have to wait until 2021? I'm pretty sure most of you are going to say, yes, we need to do it now and not wait till 2021. But that's what it looks like. That's what Mitch McConnell wants to do. And because he's a legislator and he leads the Senate, he can do that if he really wants to. So let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.